And that's a really important first step. Nice standard measurement. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new around here. I'm Lizzie, I'm a pet family and wildlife portrait artist based in Worcestershire, specialised in coloured pencils and realism, so if that's something that tickles your fancy, is that the phrase? I don't think I like it. If that's your cup of tea, subscribe to my channel down below, hit like. I've really lost my train of thought now after all that. And yeah, thanks for clicking on today's video. So in this video, I'm going to be mounting and framing this commission I did. I'm trying to get it off the table. If you've seen my latest video, my artist's run up to Christmas video, you will have seen little snippets of Tink here. It's my brother's girlfriend's chihuahua, and it's the first time drawing a chihuahua as well. So I'll leave that video link down below if you want to check it out. I thought I would do an updated version of how I mount and frame artwork. I have got one on my channel. It was a year ago. I've definitely improved and I've got some new materials and it's much nicer. Ow. I have in here the mount and I have my frame here in bubble wrap. Here is the frame. When I ordered this, I did order it without a mount because I like to colour match my mount to my paper. In my previous how I mount and frame artwork video, I mentioned the difference between getting a pure brilliant white mount compared to an ivory mount. At that point I hadn't found a place that colour matched my mounts like spot on. Because this paper isn't pure white, it's got like a yellowy warm tinge to it. When you put the white mount over it, it really discolours everything. It changes completely how you're perceiving that artwork. So if you put on a different coloured mount or a mount that matches the paper, in my opinion, it just looks better. I sometimes as well like to mount artwork with a black mount. I'll pop up a photo of Duke on the screen and he looks really good with a dark grey black mount. As of now, I can't actually remember what colour, but you'll see it on the screen. At the end of the day, it's all down to preference. It's all down to what you as the artist want your piece to look and how you as the receiver want to have it mounted and framed. Lots of people overlook the colour of the mount, and I think that's a really important first step to get right. Let's get to unboxing the mount.
I get my mounts from a business called Brampton Picture Framing. They have such a wide range of colours and sizes to choose from. Minuet is the closest colour match to my Fabriano Artistico paper. You can barely tell a difference between them. The backing board is also in that same colour, but one side is white, so just make a note of that when you're assembling everything. I think when they both match colour, it just looks so professional.
The frame that I bought for Tink is 8 by 10. The mount is also obviously 8 by 10. The aperture inside the mount will fit Tink, and Tink is A5, so I mean that's nice standard measurement. That's also something to think about when offering a mounting service, how easy it will be to find a mount and a frame that will fit. The weirder the sizes, the more expensive it's going to be.
First thing you want to do is ensure your artwork is clean. For this, I just use a big brush, wipe away any dust, and I'd also recommend sealing your artwork with a fixative spray. Now you need to cut 4 strips of acid-free or pH-neutral tape and stick these in the middle of all 4 sides of the paper. Using an acid-free tape is really important in protecting and conserving the artwork. Adhesives and standard tapes contain acidic substances which will eventually weaken and destroy the paper it's been applied to, and we obviously don't want that. Now the mount can be lined up and placed on top. I like to wear gloves for this next part so I don't damage the mount, because you'll need to gently press to adhere the remaining free part of the tape to the underside of the mount. I do usually have to turn it over carefully as well and press the tape directly onto the back of the mount to make sure it's adhered securely. If you haven't already, now is the time to sign the artwork, and I'm just using a Faber Castell Polychromos black pencil to do this for Tink. I like to sign my work until after I've mounted it, so my signature isn't accidentally covered by the mount. You always want to make sure that the work itself is signed and not just the mount, in case they ever get taken apart or separated in the future. Now, to attach the backing board, make sure it's white side facing up, and you're going to want to use some acid-free double-sided tape this time, and attach a strip along the entire length of all 4 sides of the board, getting as close to the edge as you possibly can. Then you can pull away that little protective layer part of the tape, and I always find this part really satisfying to do. What you don't want to do is just flop on the mount like this, because you might botch it up when you're trying to line everything up evenly. So what I like to do is turn it over, line them up side by side next to each other on the table, and then with some more double-sided tape, put a strip in the middle of the mount and the backboard, and you're making a little hinge that can then guide you when you fold over the mount like this. And now you just press down everything securely with gloves, remember the gloves? And then doing it this way has never failed me in getting the edges to line up perfectly. You can see here just how well colour matched the paper and the mount are. You can't tell a difference at all. I absolutely love filling out certificates of authenticity, and they don't have to be fancy either. I just designed my own in Procreate and then had them printed off via Vistaprint, but there are so many that you can buy pre-made on Etsy. They're really important to include with your artwork, as it shows that your work's a genuine piece created by you, and it guarantees your integrity as an artist. So if you pause now, you can just read what basic info I have on my certificates. To add a little pizzazz to my certificates, I like to stamp a gold star with my embossing stamp I designed. It has the same certificate of authenticity lettering that's on top of the certificate, along with the words "Original Artwork by Elizabeth Raine." And I found this tiny little extra step really elevates the certificate and makes it more than just this piece of card that I've written on. After all that, it's finally time to start assembling everything in the frame. You want to make sure the glass is super duper clean. You can't see any finger smudges and lint. And I use glass cleaner spray with a microfiber cloth to do this. I usually spray outside, so there's zero chance of me getting any of the liquid on the artwork. And of course, make sure the glass is clean before putting it back into the frame. This microfiber cloth is in like a block form, and it's brilliant because I can use one side to clean and the other side to dry. And now I can finally place the mounted artwork of Tink inside the frame. I attach the certificate of authenticity to the back of the backing board, so it's always a part of the work. For this, you need double-sided tape, again, along with some photo corners, which are also acid-free. Cut 4 little strips of the tape to go along each side of the certificate, and then you can place on a photo corner on each corner. They of course help prevent the corners from becoming bashed up, if they ever do have the risk of becoming bashed up. But to be honest, they're just great for presentation's sake, as it's a nice little touch having them on. They do have adhesive on the back, but alone they're not strong enough to stay secure to the paper, which is why I use them in combination with the tape. You can put the back of the frame on now and then secure those little metal teeth. I always find them really fiddly, so I just use my slice tool to push them down, and you've got yourself a mounted and framed piece of artwork. And here she is. I just love how Tink came together in all of this. It's not often I get the chance to frame commissions, as it poses just too much of a risk when I'm sending them to customers. God forbid the glass breaks and then the artwork becomes damaged. So it's lovely to stand back and admire the completely final product in person that's taken me so long to achieve.
Thank you for watching today's video. I really hope seeing how Tink was mounted and framed helps you when you're also mounting and framing your artwork. Like always, everything I've used in today's video will be linked down in the description box for you, as well as all of my socials. You'll find my Etsy, my website, my Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. I feel like I should hold Tink up for the rest of this. Can you see her? No. I'm scared it's gonna fall. I'll just hold it. If you did like the video, definitely hit like, comment anything if you've got anything to comment. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel down below. That's it from me, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next video. Bye for now.